Assalamu alaikum, a very good day. I am Saif Sabir Abbas from the section 4, but working on the project of DSA with the section 3, and my group members are Salma Ala and Adham Ala. Our topic for this project is the hotel booking system, which I've decided to, and without further ado, we'll start with our presentation slides. Well, first of all, the project objectives. Main faces for this system are the admin and the customer. For the admin, of course, to manage the detail of the hotel rooms, booking, and the customers, and try to make it as simple as possible for the users, which is the customer. Moving to the admin user system. The admin can add, delete, and check availability of the hotel room, as well that the admin can change the prices of the hotel rooms, and also the admin can check the booking of the customer and review. Admin will need to confirm a pending book and provide a bill for the customer. That's regarding the admin user system. Moving to the customer user system, which that the customer can book and cancel and check availability of the hotel rooms, if there were a room available or not. The customer have to fill personal detail in order to book a room. Moving to the flowchart to explain each function. First of all, we have the add room. The data structure applied in here in the flowchart is insertion, sort, and linked list. The user required to enter the room number that he or she want to add to the system. It will first check whether the room number existed in the system or not. If the room number is unique, it will begin the flowchart. That's regarding the add room. Moving forward to the deleting room, as shown in the flowchart, insertion sort part, it will find the correct position for the inserted node in ascending order of the room numbers. The flowchart start to point current node to the head of the linked list. If the condition is true, the current node and the room number inserted by the user are greater than the room number of the current node. The loop will continue by changing the previous node equals to current node equal to the next of the current node, and the current index equal to the current index plus 1, as shown in the flowchart. Third, we have the display room, customer, and admin. For the function to print the room in the hotel, it will apply the data structure of display in the linked list. The flowchart starts with initializing an integer to 0, as shown in here, and pointing the current node to the head of the linked list. The loop will start and continue with the condition that the current node is not null, as shown in here, to display of the room, and will move to end. The loop will start and continue with the condition that the current is not null. The loop will display the floor number, room type, room price, and status availability of the room. Moving on to the changing price, which that is controlled by the admin. For the changing price of the room by the admin, first it checks whether the room exists in the linked list. If the first condition is true, it will continue to find the node of the linked list and change the price. For the first part, the current node is pointing to the head. of the linked list and the current index equal to 1. If the current node and the room number of the current node is not equal to the room number entered by the user, it will continue to loop by pointing the current node to the next of the current node and increase the current index by 1 until it reaches to the specific point. Once the loop is done, it will check whether it is current node or not. If it is, it will return 0. Otherwise, it will return to the current node for the second part. If the room existed, it will let the admin input the price that wants to be changed. Check the customer booking list. It will be checked, of course, by the admin. Once the customer uh, books a room from the system, it will create a customer linked list to store the information of the customer with their corresponding booked room. Admin have a function of checking the customer booking list in the system. If the customer cancel the room, the customers record and their booked room will be deleted automatically from the system. The flowchart started to initialize number to 0 and point the current node to the head. A loop will start with the condition that the current node is not null inside the loop. And this is about the room booking, the flowchart of the room booking. As you can see, the the room number, the price, the IC metric, number of days that has been booked, the date in, the date out, and the name of the customer. Finally, about the canceling room, for the cancel booking room function, it will first start the find room function and check the room number entered by the user existed in the system and check whether the room is booked. It will only start the flowchart above. Delete. Delete the customer node in the customer linked list if the condition the room existed and is booked is true. The flowchart will initialize. One more again. The customer node room existed is booked and the flowchart is true. If the existing room is true about cancellation, the flowchart will initial current index as 1 and start uh, and string as the room number. It will point the previous node as null, as shown in here as null, the previous node as null, and the point of the current node to the head of the linked list. It will start a condition to find the position of the finding node by comparing and checking the room number entered by the user. That's all for this slide presentation, and thank you.